You have a persecution complex despite being neither persecuted nor complex.
That one's about me. We're back, baby.
We're back. I don't know what episode this is.
We're getting up there.
It's like 21 or 22.
Well, this is the drinking episode.
The drinking episode?
If episodes were years,
yeah,
we could drink.
We got our friend Donnie back on. Say hey, Donnie.
Hey.
He's going to be using the...
He's going to be the worship leader for this episode.
We have the camera mic on, so Donnie can be picked up through that. It's just not going to sound as good.
Okay, cool.
Oh, man. We just got done writing for the Chattanooga show.
It's going to be a real cool thing.
And we should say where we're at.
We are in the offices of Humanaut, which is an ad agency here in Chattanooga. It's really cool. It's fancy. It makes me feel like I've done something with my life.
Makes me feel like I'm in Mad Men.
Yeah, right.
This is Mad Men if, like, instead of drinking whiskey during the day, it was ayahuasca.
It was called Sad Men.
Yeah. But, man, we've had a good week. You don't have to play the guitar the whole time, but you can.
You can. The angel opens her eyes.
We've been singing some praise and worship songs. We've also been singing some songs that sound like they should be praise and worship songs. I don't know the name.
Whatever the song is by Live.
Oh, my nails are blowing.
Like a Roman thunder chasing the wind. Rolling back again.
I can feel it. I can feel it.
Can feel it.
We're gonna call it
coming back again.
But yeah, we're having fun, man. It's been a while since we recorded, especially record something that wasn't dog shit. So hopefully this is good.
Yeah, hopefully this is good. No pressure, Donnie.
Donnie had one of our most viewed episodes when he told us about his birth story.
That was really funny. Could you tell it again? No, I'm just kidding.
You just got back from visiting your sister?
Yes.
How was that?
It was great. I actually got to tell her some family lore that she didn't know. Like, when I was 11 or 12, I told my dad that I was getting picked on a lot at school, and he was like, well, you know, I used to get picked on a lot at school. People called me a loser. But then I made friends with other kids who got picked on, and when we hung out together, it was like we weren't losers. So you just need to find the other little losers and hang out with them. And I was just like, I'm not a loser. Like, I'm a misunderstood prom kid.
Dad,
like,
I'm popular.
This is temporary. Like, I'm going to be popular one day.
I thought your dad was going to be like, I used to get picked on when I was a kid. People thought I was a loser until I learned to use my giant head as a weapon.
Yeah.
My giant misshapen head.
His nickname was Head in school.
Hell yeah, dude.
Not for the what?
No, from the size of our craniums.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
That's where you get it from.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Everyone in my dad's side of the family is like shaped like a refrigerator.
The whole you're not a loser thing, that's like what like conservatives feel about economic policy is like, I'm not poor, I'm a temporarily embarrassed billionaire.
Yes.
That is, yeah.
You're like that with popularity.
Yeah, but I was right. Like, everyone loves me now.
Yeah, like the cool kids should be able to get away with picking on people because I'm going to be cool one day.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Pay your tax.
You guys love me.
We do love
Yeah.
you. You're a great guy.
Yeah, and it's not because you know, have booked shows or run a festival.
Yeah.
It's just
We haven't
debriefed on the festival.
We haven't even talked about the festival. This is the official festival debriefing. The Chattanooga, the Lookout Comedy Festival.
Yeah.
Just happened.
We did stand up at a baseball park.
Yes.
And we sold like more tickets than we've ever sold to a show, and it looked very empty still because like 150 people in a stadium that seats like 6,000 doesn't really look that impressive.
It's a little lackluster.
But it was fun. We had a good time. Had a lot of great comics in from like all over the country: Chicago, New York, LA,
France,
yeah. France.
Zach Mama from Paris.
Yeah, the fact his name is Mama, is that a stage name?
I respect his privacy. I didn't ask him.
Zach Mama.
I don't know.
Oh, you Americans, dude. The French guy was like there, and me and Andrew were sitting there, and
You know his name, you just said it.
Zach Mama. Yeah, but he was like, it was here at the Humanaut show,
Yeah.
and like he like kind of looks at me, and I'm sitting next to Andrew, and he goes to take a picture. It turns out he was taking a picture of Andrew to like be like, "Hey, I see you," kind of thing. But I thought that the French guy was sending, "Look at the fat American." I thought he had taken a picture of me to send to his French comedian group.
You will not believe this. Look at the size of him.
These Americans, they cannot stand up to do comedy. They are too large.
That's how self-conscious I am about my weight. I was in a picture and I created this whole fiction. It turns out he like sent the picture to Andrew and was like, "Hey, I'm right behind you," or something.
Yeah, he sent it to like a group message that I had just created for the show we were on. But Matt like made up this whole separate French group message where he's the butt of the joke. There's like a Zach is like the fat paparazzi.
Yeah.
He takes pictures of fat people and sells them to French tabloids.
Your persecution complex is out of control.
It is out of control. Instead of the National Enquirer, it's called the National Equator.
Yeah.
Because I'm big around as a planet, buddy. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but
the festival was a lot of fun. I did a show at the Comedy Catch, hosting. The headliner was hilarious, Jessica Michelle Singleton. Y'all should look her up. She's very funny. She had I want to steal one joke from her right here. She said something that made me laugh so hard just out of nowhere. She says, "Condom, I barely know him." I thought that was so funny.
She lost the crowd one time, I saw, and it was because she said, I think, it was just a premise, but she goes like, "I think that like, no matter where you stand, like, we can agree, like, all women agree, like, we just want equality." Dead silence in the room.
Yeah, so many of the Comedy Catch artists like, "We don't want equality."
I think, well, we talked about it afterwards because she's a comic from California. It's a Tennessee audience. And I was like, I think they just believe equality is a Trojan horse or something else. It's like, they all kind of cringe, like, where are you going with this? But it just like, it was totally silent. And she was like, okay, I guess not. She got him back really well, but it was, she was pretty surprised by that.
Yeah, I think she was from Alaska originally, and she lived in Mississippi for a minute.
Yeah.
She talked about coming from Mississippi, growing up, like going to school, elementary school in Mississippi.
Yeah, her stuff about that was great.
Super, super funny. Nick Murphy, super funny.
All the comics were good, man. We had a bunch of great comics. Who else? We had
Drew Morgan.
I didn't see him, but he's so funny.
He was great.
And then like the biggest selling show was on Wednesday. AJ Wilkerson,
Yeah, he crushed. I had one, because I think Danielle was at the Catch, was the one who was just like, "Oh, let's get AJ Wilkerson." And I was not that familiar with him. Like, I'd heard of him. I knew he was doing well, but I had no idea he was going to move that many tickets.
Yeah.
And to start out a festival with such a strong show that almost can't be topped is a little nerve-wracking, because it's like, okay.
We were like, oh, we need a book. Like, whoever we book on the Wednesday show, we need to give them a really good show the next day or on Friday, because it's probably not going to be a big crowd. And it was packed to the rafters.
Dude, I wish y'all would ask me, because like a month and a half before, Raina was on a show with him my girlfriend was on a show with him at the club in Huntsville. And dude, there was like 100 people lined up at the merch table after the show.
Yeah.
It was insane.
And he wouldn't let you do a guest spot.
Exactly.
And Leclerc Andre was also
he was on
he did very well. So it was great to work with these people.
Yeah, man, we had a great time. And I think I speak for everyone by saying we're glad it's done. We're glad it's over.
Yes.
Donnie has like a hernia every year.
Yeah.
It's
almost time to start planning next year's, Donnie.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're having like an official debriefing and like sort of post-mortem on Sunday to talk about what we learned.
What did you learn?
Well, actually, this year was the first year I felt like a professional doing it. Like, there were a lot of things. Like, there are a lot of things that are going to go wrong with anything that has this many moving parts. And I started this festival in 2017 when I was drunk. Like, that's when I had the idea for it. I ran the idea past Michael Alfano at the Catch, and I ran it by Ryan Darling at JJ's, just to be like, have you guys ever wanted to do a festival? And both of them were like, no. So I was like, all right, well, then I guess there's an opening here. And both of them were like, well, if you did it, we would support it. So, but I had no idea what I was getting into. And, headliners drop out, venues cancel, things happen. Some comics can't show up. And after doing it a few years, you can kind of predict that, like, okay, it's 3 weeks out from the festival, we're going to lose a headliner.
Yeah.
Things happen. I mean, like a hurricane, a couple of hurricanes hit, like Florida and North Carolina, and that made like one headliner have to drop out. That made one heavy hitter from industry have to drop out because his club got flooded. There's just nothing you can do about it. But now that we've done this a few times, we're like, okay, we know what to do when this happens. We'll just move some things around.
Was it McCurdy's?
Yeah.
Got flooded?
Yes. Yeah, Les McCurdy could not make it.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I did
it
the
sucked.
World Series of Comedy at McCurdy's years ago now.
They still talk about it.
Yeah, they do bring it up every time I'm done that.
Yeah, that's great, man. So that's cool. We also, in other news, went to a concert last night. Me and Matt did.
We saw the Black Dahlia Murder.
Hell yeah.
Why does the Dahlia Murder got to be black?
Well, because the murder was... Apparently a dahlia is a flower.
Yeah, oh, okay.
It's like a black flower. Anyway,
it was like, what was the real murder?
It was just a murder. They bisected a woman.
And they left a Black Dahlia flower as like a calling card?
Something like that. But
That's a pro move.
They cut her in half.
Yeah.
She's been halved pretty bad.
That's the worst case of getting cut in half I've ever seen.
But we saw them, and I didn't really know any of the other bands. One of the other bands was called Dying Fetus.
They had cool merch.
They had crazy merch. We'll put some of the merch in the video, but it was insane. There was one that said, "Let the baby die" or something like that.
It was like a pregnant woman, and it said, I got a picture of it.
But it was fun. It's Matt's first heavy metal show, I think, or death metal show.
I mean, I've been to like local metal stuff, but I'd never been to a big, famous heavy metal band. Yeah, it says "fuck the baby, let it die."
We'll put that in the video, but I wanted to get that for my grandma.
Yeah. There's that one. I think that one looks cool. It's like
yeah, that's good.
Dying Fetus. Oh yeah, all those are cool. Yeah.
I didn't really like that band. No offense to you guys, Dying Fetus, if you're listening. But they're just like I like metal when it has like melodic stuff to it. Like the Dying Fetus singer, it blended into the bass. It was so
Yeah, it was like pretty heavy. And well, like they call the Black Dahlia Murder melodic death metal. Is very. I mean, you could say like the guitar parts were crazy and fun and cool.
They could play the guitar,
but like some of the other bands were just like chugging like open chords.
It was fun. We went down there. We got home kind of late, and I had to get up early. I'm running on I've been working since 7 a.m.
Yeah, nonstop.
And it's what?
It's like
9:30.
9:07. But yeah, man, it's been crazy. Me and Matt went to Kingsport, Tennessee on Thursday to do a comedy show.
That was a good time.
That was pretty fun. It was a bar show, whatever.
Halloween costume contest. Way too many witches.
There were these people there that was like, we're real witches.
Yeah, they're like, we're a coven of witches, but we also wore our Halloween witch costumes.
Yeah, it'd be
to be ironic.
Yeah, it'd be like us dressing up as like Gallagher or something. It's like we're dressed up as comedians. We are comedians, but we're also dressed up as comedians.
Do you guys have Halloween costumes?
I have a Friday the 13th.
We have whatever we got from Ivy's birthday.
For Ivy's birthday, a month ago.
But yeah, I think one of the Elder Witch, she won, or she came in second.
No.
The first place was a woman wearing a leather Catwoman outfit.
Little cat. What was the actress from Batman Forever? The second.
Gwyneth Paltrow?
No, not Gwyneth.
Halle Berry?
No, the Batman with Michael Keaton, where Michelle Pfeiffer's Batman, or Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman. And I don't know if it was a store-bought suit or if she made it, but it was detailed and cool
and form-fitting.
Yeah, yeah, you can say that again.
See, that's why she won. It was the best costume for sure. I don't know. What do you got?
And it was so funny. It was like, in first place we have Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman. In second place we have a witch.
Yeah.
In third place we have a witch.
Yeah.
In fourth place we have a witch. Lots of witches.
Me and Matt didn't enter, even though I had a sick Pikachu costume.
Pikachu?
What are you doing for Halloween, Donnie?
I'm gonna go to JJ's for Halloween, and I'm gonna go as Marcus Aurelius,
Hell
the Roman emperor. I have an Evil Knievel suit and a bag, like a fanny pack that says Life Coach.
Hell
Because
yeah.
of stoicism.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but so if anybody challenges me on it, I'm gonna be like, no, I'm like Marcus Aurelius. Is that something? I don't know.
Oh, really?
Thursday?
Yeah, Marcus Aurelius.
Aurelius?
Thursday?
Yeah, Thursday. And in the fanny pack, I'm going to have like sayings,
Yeah.
proverbs that I've written.
Oh, that's great. Your original ones?
Yeah.
Can you share any? Have you not written them yet?
No, I mean, like, I actually, hold on, I have a Google Doc called Donnie's Proverbs.
I'm going to come, that's hilarious. I'm going to come as Commodus.
Thanks.
I'm going to be the guy from 48 Laws of Power.
Yeah, I'm going to come as Sean Zhu.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, these are obviously, like, philosophy is really popular.
Yeah.
So everybody's going to get it. They're going to love it. They're going to be like, oh, cool, I'm Epictetus.
Marcus Aurelius was pretty interesting because he's remembered for like lots of things, I guess, like on a historic scale. It's like, oh yeah, he was the emperor of Rome and like considered a pretty good one. And people still study his philosophy to this day. It's kind of interesting.
Let's hear some Donnie Aurelius.
So, okay, when you shit on people who are more respected than you, it makes you look bad, not them.
Okay.
Confucius say,
Some people love being constantly disappointed in others because it's an easy way to feel superior without doing anything.
These are very pointed.
that's exactly what I was going to say. A flash
What
of
are you talking about?
a flash of a face went off of my head.
Well, that's not intentional. You have a persecution complex despite being neither persecuted nor complex.
That one's about me.
No. You can't fix a problem without acknowledging that it exists.
That one is good.
Yeah, thank you. All right. Please rate these. As you get older, you can either get better or get bitter.
Whoa.
Whoa! Yeah.
That's cool.
Mind blowing.
Thanks.
These are called Donnie's Proverbs.
Yeah. I wrote down a bunch of. Wow, there's a lot.
Pages.
There's a few pages. I take myself very seriously.
Yeah.
The Bible by Donnie.
No, they're just, I mean, these aren't all things that, like, I came up with. There's just some things that other people have said to me or that I've heard in AA meetings. I'm just like, that's good. I should
Yeah,
write
is that
down.
you either get better or you get bitter? Is that
Yeah.
from a meeting?
That's actually an old pastor of mine who said that another guy had told him, and I was like, that I'm keeping.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, great. Well, I look forward to being, bequeathed some proverbs from you on Thursday.
It'll be selected at random.
Hell
Don't
yeah.
take it personally. I'm just going to reach in the fanny pack and hand it.
That'd be a good idea for how is it Jolly Ranchers or something, whatever the gum is?
Laffy Taffy.
Laffy Taffy.
Yeah.
Like, what if they had Marcus Aurelius Laffy Taffy?
And it was like, what are you going to
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, so I've been following a Machiavelli account on Twitter. And Machiavelli has some bars.
Hell yeah.
Like, you really gotta, it's like, ouch, but that's pretty insightful, actually. It's pretty dark, most of it, but
Yeah.
it's good.
Hell yeah.
Just like, when your enemy makes a mistake,
Well, one of them is like,
reap pain upon their head.
well, one is kind of like, if you have to hurt someone, destroy them.
No half measures.
No half measures. Like, they need to never be able to come back from it because they will seek their revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty legit. Yeah.
See, Tony Soprano should have read this instead of The Art of
The
War.
Art of War.
Yeah.
I mean, they did talk about it. Paulie talked about it, but he was like...
Machiavelli, that guy, he's Italian.
yeah.
I think one of Machiavelli's quotes should have been, "Don't tell anyone you read Machiavelli."
Yeah.
Because people immediately trust you less.
Yeah, it's like the Machiavelli is the prince, right? That's what it is.
Yeah.
That is one of the books that's like, if you see that, The Art of War, The 48 Laws of Power, all on the same bookshelf.
The pickup artist.
Yeah, you're like, I don't trust this person.
We should do a scumbag book club.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll just read books to make you a worse person.
The Secret.
The Secret.
What would be a book to read to make you a worse person?
Probably 48 Laws of Power.
Probably whatever. Who's that? Damn, I can't think of his
Oh, what
name.
about the Turner Diaries?
The Turner Diaries?
Yeah, and
the Turner Diaries would be a book that... Do you not know the Turner Diaries? Really?
Yeah.
This seems like something you would definitely know. The Turner Diaries is basically like white supremacist...
Why would I know that?
Just because it's
Look at you.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's like it's like propaganda, but it's like it's been around for so long, and people like hand them out at like gun meets and stuff, and it's like kind of like it's like a novel. It's like 1984 or something about this guy. His name's Turner, but it's like a race war breaks out and like all this stuff, and it's like fiction, but it's like propaganda. It's like Timothy, what's his name?
McVeigh.
Timothy McVeigh, the Oklahoma City bomber. He had a copy of the Turner Diaries on
Oh,
him.
well, if he recommended it.
It's just like a cursed text kind of thing.
We could read
The Protocols of the Elders of Zion.
that'd be a good one.
Yeah.
Or just like the Scientologists.
Wait, what is that one again?
It's a forgery from 1912 that it's like supposedly like the minutes of a secret meeting of the Global Council of Jews. And the thing is, like, one of the people who like proved that it was a forgery was one of the Dulles brothers, who was like, I think it was, I don't remember if it was John Foster Dulles or Allen Dulles, but it was like the head of the CIA in the 50s. So it's like, so people are just like, okay, well, he said it's a fraud. I don't know.
You can read Dianetics.
Yeah. Well, what do they? I'm gonna have to look into that.
We'll do an episode
because it's just like I'm curious, like what it says. That like here first we'll read the minutes from last meeting.
Let's go over the world domination for anyone that wasn't here.
It's like, here we have control the weather.
Laser beams.
All those in favor of controlling the weather say aye.
Say oi.
Say oi. The oys have it.
The oys have it.
I've never read that either. I've also never.
The Turner Diaries is like probably in the same vein. I feel like because it's like it's very much like neo-Nazi I think type propaganda.
It's like Ayn Rand if she wasn't so subtle.
Yeah, for real.
Right.
It seriously is like that. It's like, oh, well, everything's being ruined because of the minorities, and the minorities are... I've never read it, but we read the synopsis one time.
We're going to get our channel flagged.
For real, talking about...
Yeah.
We got our channel flagged for talking about a certain public health safety measure that happened 4 years ago.
Yeah, sorry.
It was to his first concussion.
Yeah.
We really did get something flagged for talking about two...
No, it was about the vaccine book that my aunt gave me.
Oh, yeah, that too. I forgot about... We were reading through the vaccine book. It was like, should you vaccinate?
We're going to have to bleep these
Question
words
mark?
out.
And it's like, no.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's like people, they get skin rashes.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. Doesn't sound that bad. I'll take the skin rash.
What other books? Mein Kampf?
Yeah, Mein Kampf.
Although I understand that you really do have to read it in the original German because, like, Franklin Roosevelt could read German, and so, like, that's why he understood how crazy Hitler was. Because in the original German, it says things like, there needs to be a Jewish head on a spike every mile along this road to the ocean. And that's not in the English version.
What?
Yeah. It's just like really, it's
Why would
much
they take
more
that
violent.
out?
Because they were trying to sell it to Americans. And they're like, well, you can't say that.
So it's just like not word for word
It's
translated.
no. It's a little watered down and the other stuff. So anyway, Roosevelt was just like, most Americans have not read the real shit.
Could you imagine if like a president today could speak German? Like what if Donald Trump could speak German? Or Joe Biden?
Yeah.
You know what I actually found out? That Martin Van Buren spoke English as a second language.
What?
His first language was Dutch because he lives in a Dutch community in America. And he was also the first president born in the United States of America. Not because like you can't be born in the United States of America if the United States of America has not been formed yet.
Right.
But yeah, Van Buren apparently didn't spoke Dutch until he was like 5, and then he started learning English.
They started learning English because people kept saying, "Go back to your country."
They started being like, "Why are you being so weird about your mom, Van Buren?"
I didn't know someone named Marty was allowed to be president.
Yeah, Donnie.
Oh yeah,
If we can have a Donnie, we can have a Marty.
Donnie's out. I mean, no one calls Trump Donnie.
I do.
You do?
Donnie Trump.
That's very disrespectful.
Donnie Trump. Hey,
Could be put on a list.
Donnie Trump is not getting
that Tony Hinchcliffe thing happened.
Yeah.
I saw Jon Stewart. He kind of hit the nail. Like he really, because like Jon Stewart kind of always has the perfect take on a lot of things, and he was like, I can't believe that he would say something like this. Here's him at the Tom Brady roast, and it's like 4 like really offensive roasts, and then it cuts back to Jon Stewart, and he's like for real laughing very hard, and he's like, I think it's funny.
Yeah.
He's like, I think it's funny.
He's like, what's
it's
wrong
just
with
so yeah, he's like, what's wrong with it? He's like, it was just so stupid to have a roast comic.
That's the main thing. Is like
literally do a set at a political rally.
It's definitely like a leopards ate my face kind of thing. Where it's like, what'd you expect him? He kind of just did what he always does.
Dude, it's so funny too because it's like doing a set at a political rally is like something that we would get asked to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At like people who don't like. Oh, would you want to do 10 minutes before the AA meeting or whatever? You know what I mean? It's just like someone who is a professional, full-time, rich, established comedian should know to say no to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, so YouTube's algorithm jumped me up because I just watched that today, and Hinchcliffe is so much funnier on the Tom Brady roast. Like, he's in his element. He's just going.
He's a great roast
The
comic.
rally set was much worse. Like, he never fully got into a rhythm. He was clearly thrown by how different it was. And, like, because he wasn't following, it wasn't going joke, 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 you really got to sit and marinate on the bad ones. Mm-hmm. And it was mostly bad ones.
That's what I was going to say, too. In my opinion, there was, like, the jokes were just low quality. Like, they were hacky.
Yeah.
Like, the floating aisle. I've heard someone say that same joke, but they said Manhattan.
Yeah, it was funnier.
I've heard someone say the exact same thing.
It was funnier when I read it than when I heard it. Like, his delivery was bad.
And it's just like, he is an amazing roast comic.
Yeah.
Dude, on the Tom Brady roast, on some of the old Comedy Central roasts, he was hilarious. But
it's maybe just not the quality you want in a political speech.
Right.
No. So Jim Gaffigan did the Al Smith dinner on October 17th, and that's where YouTube took me to after the Kill Tony set. And Jim Gaffigan is, like, he's performing in front of Michael Bloomberg, Donald and Melania Trump, and the cardinal of the major diocese in New York. It's a big it's a Catholic charity fundraiser. Chuck Schumer is next to him, like, huge names. And he did not kill, because it's impossible to kill in that scenario, but he was doing well, and that's because his jokes were much smarter, and he's just a way better comic.
And it's also, like, to be honest, a charity event is an environment. It's like the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Much like
it's an environment more conducive to comedy. Yeah. But like right after Tony Hinchcliffe, some guy came up and called Kamala Harris the Antichrist, not as a joke. Like,
well, here's the thing: is like I think Tony Hinchcliffe saw how like hard Trump kills at the rallies, and he's like, "Oh, I'm a comedian, I can do that." I was like, "No, dude, like they don't really know who you are. They love Trump, and like it's like going to see a TikTok star at a comedy club. It's like they don't have to do that great because everyone already loves them."
It is funny too because on like someone released like the what is it called, the itinerary of the meeting, and they had like, oh, here, Rudy Giuliani's going to speak, and here Hulk Hogan's going to speak, and here Kill Tony is going to perform. They called him Kill Tony in the itinerary.
Can we talk about the Hulk Hogan stuff though? That was fucking hilarious.
I didn't see that.
Oh, you haven't seen that? He's like, I don't see no Nazis.
No, that's Macho Man.
Macho Man came back from the grave.
No, we were saying Macho Man should be on the Kamala Harris.
Yeah. I'm with her, brother.
I'm tired of seeing these neo-Nazis all over Madison Square Garden, brother. I don't know. I don't watch wrestling.
Yeah, but Hulk Hogan was like,
I don't see any Nazis, brother.
Yeah, there's
I'll
no-
see some real Americans.
all I see is these 22-inch pythons.
Yeah.
Real American heroes. And this came out because, like, you know his song's like, I am a real American.
I know less about
Fight for
wrestling.
the light rights of
It's a cool
every
song.
man. Yeah, dude. And he, like, is so... Here's
He's
the thing.
decrepit now. He's old.
Hulk Hogan's broken every bone in his body
He was
multiple
like-
times.
He was like, let me get off the stage.
But he's still jacked. I'm like, dude, how is he still
his
so
arms
jacked?
are still huge, but it's like, you can tell he has trouble walking, but he's just, his arms are giant.
He's still just repping out 225
Just
20
with the-
times every
with
morning.
with the most bleach blonde mustache you've ever seen.
Yeah, man.
Steroids work.
Yeah, you think he's on steroids or he's on natural? I'm just kidding.
They really,
Dude, what if I was like the guy that I just get very offended when you say my favorite wrestler was on steroids? Nuh-uh, dude, nuh-uh. He's just built different.
Yeah.
He's built different, dude.
Did you watch the Vince McMahon documentary?
I
No.
want to. I've been putting it off. Dude, it's insane some of the Vince McMahon stuff I've heard on the internet.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, he would make you let him take a shit on you. That's like a power move.
He did it one time.
That's like a power move.
Yeah, no, I don't follow wrestling, so it was all news to me. Like pretty much everything except like WrestleMania 3. You know, like I know about that, but yeah, the stuff about like how deranged he was, and then like he dialed it back in the 2000s. It was like, all right, let's make this a little more family friendly. But that was just the public facing stuff. He was still doing the craziest shit behind the scenes. Like he never changed whatsoever.
He's got some of the best memes ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. When he's taking the money.
When he says, oh.
Yeah. Dude, I wasn't allowed to watch wrestling growing up. I wasn't allowed.
It was the forbidden fruit for Matt.
And it's so funny too, because like I would have probably been all over it, but
Yeah.
like now I didn't allow to watch. I never got into it, and like growing up as a kid, I was like, "Why can't you watch wrestling, Mom? I want to watch wrestling." But now that I'm a grown man in my 30s, and I've met other grown men in their 30s
Who love
who
wrestling.
love wrestling, I'm like, "Thanks, Mom. You really
Good call.
did me a solid. I appreciate it." People who like wrestling. You suck.
No, we love you. I feel like that I'm just on the I'm the flip side of the same wrestling coin. Bye, Jeff. I think that like being into maybe it's not even the flip side. Maybe it's the same side. That death metal concert last night, there were some wrestling fans there.
Oh God!
There were some
yeah.
wrestling fans.
There was one guy in the pit had 2 broken arms.
Yeah, dude.
He had 2 broken arms. He's like hitting people.
Yeah, the best mosher in the world. You don't have to worry about life or limb when you got casts on.
Yeah, dude. One guy broke his knee.
Yeah, dude. You talk to?
I didn't talk to him,
But you
but
overheard a lot.
yeah.
During Dying Fetus's set, Matt sat that one out, and so he got the scoop on the guy that got injured in the pit. That's pretty sad, man, because a lot of these guys are like
you don't got health
in their
insurance.
40s now.
Yeah.
A lot of these death metal guys, they've been going to shows for 20 years, 30 years. They're in their 40s, and their body doesn't hold up to the pit like it used to.
No. There was a couple of jacked dudes in the
Dude.
pit. Jacked.
Yes.
There's look like Hulk Hogan arms.
They look like there might have been some Atlanta Falcons players
For real.
in the pit.
For real.
There's this one dude with his shirt off. He's probably 6'7",
shredded. And
screaming every word to every song for every band. And like,
dude, for real, he looks like he plays defensive ends
like,
in the
this
NFL.
guy is terrifying. Can you imagine lining up against him and he starts fucking...
And then he'll go in...
He's screaming dying fetus lyrics at you. He's pig squealing and you have no fucking idea what he's talking about.
And
What
then
if you had fans like that?
Dude, that's what I was saying. Matt disagrees with me. I think that being in a metal band makes doing stand-up comedy look so fucking dumb.
Yeah.
I think I would rather be in a metal band than be a stand-up comic. At least one that people like.
You're only saying that it's a grass always greener situation. It was funny though, giant dude though, because he would be in the pit pushing people around, and some like little dude would like jump and like hit him and just fall down on the ground, and he would like, because like the rule is if like somebody falls in the pit, you pick them up, and so he would go and pick the guy up, and he would just like. He was just like, dude. One thing I did notice at the metal show is there was a lot of Longhorn fans.
A lot of Longhorn fans. I kept going horns down.
Yeah,
baby.
horns down. Go balls. The real UT.
Real UT.
People are like, what the fuck are you
If
talking
you don't
about?
love metal, you get the horns.
Yeah. You mess
Call
with
back to previous podcasts.
you mess with the dying fetus, you get the horns. But I was telling Matt, I forgot to tell Matt this. So there's this, in the middle of the Black Dahlia Murder set, there's this guy dressed up as a gorilla that ran on the stage, and everyone lost their minds. Everyone freaked out, and I'm like, oh, Matt doesn't get this.
Yeah, I think he was like, "You want to see something fucking crazy?" And everyone's like, "Yeah!" And then the guitars and the drums, like, and then this guy in an ape costume just comes out, and he's like, and dude, everyone goes insane. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Because I had no idea.
The ape has a name. The ape is the statutory ape. And he jumped in the crowd and started crowd surfing. And then, like, halfway through the song, he got back on stage and just ran out. Just ran backstage. Never been seen again.
Does he do this at every show?
Yes.
Based on the name is pretty apt, based off what I've heard about a lot of death metal bands.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Bands
So,
in general.
I'm going to regret going here, but I don't like it when a particular kind of rock music, like pop punk or something, gets a reputation for being into underage girls.
Because it's just music.
That is true rock and roll. It goes all the way back.
To Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, but further.
Presley.
Elvis,
It
Jerry
goes
Lee
all the way to the meeting of the elders of Zion.
it really is all musicians, but I feel like all the other music genres like to go like, oh no, that's just pop punk guys. That's just metal guys. It's like, it's all.
I kind of disagree about the death metal thing, because I think the death metal, because you could see like backstage, like the girlfriends, at least one of the girlfriends was hanging out backstage. She was in her late 30s. Okay, so like let's give them some credit.
That's the way it should be.
They're in their 40s. Their girlfriends are in their late 30s. To be fair, they probably met when they were in their 20s and they were in their teens.
Band
for 20 years.
For 20 years at least. Yeah. I guess all those bands have been famous for a while.
No, not all of them. But Dying Fetus and the Black Dahlia Murder. But like Angel Maker is more of a.
What was the other one? The one that was like Flute.
Okay. Spite. And then there was Vomit Forth. I had never heard of Vomit Forth.
Vomit Forth, the Vomitorium.
So we don't have underage fans, so we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, the comedy fans are just men in their 30s who want to do comedy one day.
Yep.
I don't think anyone's a comedy fan who isn't like, I want to do that one day.
A few are, and God bless them.
Yeah.
God bless them.
They are the true foundation of comedy.
Dude, so going back to the festival, there's an open mic on Monday nights now at this coffee shop, and I guess last Monday, a week from yesterday ago, somebody right after the festival, somebody came to sign up, and he says like, oh, I went to the show at the ballpark, and maybe you want to do stand up, and that makes me think that like the show wasn't as good as I thought it was, because whenever someone's like, oh, I watched your set and it makes me want to do stand up, basically what they're saying like, I could do that. I could do that. Like, that's not impressive.
I mean, that's how we all started.
That's how we all started.
That's how we all started. But like, once you get to a certain skill level, and then you perform, and people be like, "I could never do that."
Right.
That's when you feel good.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I've accomplished something.
And side note, this is also something true that I've told. I think I told to him, but definitely is true. And we've seen this in real life before. Whenever someone after a set says, "Man, that took a lot of guts," that means you bombed.
That is what that means.
Well, at least they're talking to you. I've done sets where no one would talk to me after the show.
Dude, I did a show in Atlanta on Friday night and had a really good set, and everyone was like, great job, that was so funny. Like, someone gave me a hug. That never happens. And then the next night, it was a lot of like, pretty good. And I'm like, it's not. You didn't do as good. I definitely did not do as good. Oh, I need to tell this story too. I think I told you this. I didn't tell you this. So, me and my buddy Jeff went to go do a show in Lexington, Kentucky on Saturday night. It's 4 hours. I pack up all kinds of stuff. I wore shorts because I was driving and wanted to be loose, let my balls breathe.
Yeah.
I get to the show. We drive, 4 hours. Get to the show. Open up my backpack. Go to the bathroom to change. Don't have my pants. I just have gym shorts.
No.
And I'm like, fuck. I can't do stand-up in gym shorts.
You can't let your balls breathe on the stage.
Yeah, you're not supposed to let people know you have legs. So I go to Academy Sports and Outdoors and pick up some pants. And I just pick up the first pair of pants I see. I'm in a rush because the show's already started by then. I have 45 minutes before I go up. And it's like 10 minutes away. Get to Academy, grab a pair of pants. They scan it. $70 for the pants.
That's how much pants cost now.
I know. I think that's how much pants. She's like,
Yeah.
do you want to sign up for a credit card? I can save you $30 right now. In my head, I'm like, this shit doesn't even cost $30. No, it's $70.
Yeah.
Guess how much I got paid for that show?
$75.
$75. I made $5.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get them.
Well, you made $5 in a pair of pants.
I made $5 in a pair of pants, but I am gonna get my wife to take the pants back because I don't want to face the
You
academy.
should put I want to see a picture of the pants right here.
Okay,
At a different academy.
At a different academy.
Go to a different academy. Be like, I tried these pants. They.
Well, I'm not gonna go back to Lexington. I'll just eat the $75. I'm not gonna drive 4 hours each way to return them.
Sometimes some shows pay you in pants
Yeah.
when you're first starting out.
And then I bought $100 worth of merch last night, dude. I'm like, this whole traveling for comedy thing is like, it's a money losing endeavor for me this weekend.
Last night we weren't traveling for comedy.
But I lost most of the money I made this weekend.
Andrew's like, I want to get a T-shirt. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll wait for you here. He comes back. And he's like, I just bought all of them. I bought all the T-shirts.
No, I bought 3 out of like 5.
He bought 3 $40 band T-shirts.
$35. There's $105.
I bought some of Jimmy's merch today.
Oh yeah,
what was
what'd
it?
you get?
I got the Nerdork sweatshirt. The most expensive item.
We should plug the Nerd Dork store in the comments because he needs our help.
Yeah, he really needs more fame. No, but he really does, like...
He needs the money?
Yeah, he needs the money. Yeah, of course, yeah. No, I mean, I've been to his apartment.
Oh, we'll pay him to come on the podcast.
Oh.
Pay him?
$50.
Yeah, a pair of pants.
That would actually
Give him a pair of pants.
Bleep that out.
That would be really smart. Have him on the podcast and pay him to do it because
we'll pay him to do it. I don't care.
It would get you a lot of engagement.
I mean, if I can take these pants back, I have $75. $70. Or a pair of pants.
Yeah.
I don't know if we were the same size. He's pretty tall. They're 36, 32s. Which I was actually stoked because there was a time where I couldn't find pants off the rack that fit me. But I've lost a little bit of weight. But I also got to keep that weight off if I want to keep the pants.
If you want to keep the pants. That's the deal you made with the devil, buddy.
Well, that's my big motivation. I don't want to have to buy new clothes again. I have a lot of clothes now that I'm just like, I'm happy with the size. I need to stay.
Well, that was me talking myself out of losing weight. It was like, well, I'll lose some weight. I'm gonna have to buy new clothes.
Yeah.
Really, it's the financially responsible thing to not lose weight.
Yeah.
But man, I think that a camera's about to overheat, so we can call it.
Cut this.
Cut that.
Cut this, guys. Thanks for listening. Hopefully that sound works out good. You can hear Donnie, our good friend of the show, Donnie Marsh. Hey, if you need pressure washing, he's your guy.
He'll travel any distance.
Yeah, he'll go.
Money is no object. He's one of these guys. He just likes to power wash.
I'm in it for the love of the game.
Yeah. Okay, we'll see you guys later. Have a good night.
Bye.